Sports Illustrated is making strides in diversity and inclusion with its 2021 swimsuit issue. Naomi Osaka, Megan Thee Stallion, and Leyna Bloom are creating a woman of color trifecta with their history-making covers. Osaka is the first Haitian and Japanese woman athlete to get the honor. Megan Thee Stallion becomes the first female rapper on the cover, and Bloom is now the first transgender woman to grace the front of the magazine's most famous and best-selling edition. Leyna Bloom is joining us now. Thank you so much for joining us. And I want to get into like the broader implications and the statement being made here. But before that, I just want to find out how you felt when you saw the picture of you on the cover. I was looking at a series of photos when the cover was revealed to you, and your face, the elation on your face, I can't even kind of put it into words. And so I want to know what was going through your mind when you finally saw the finished product.
When I first saw it, I think since the day I was born up to this point, I felt like everything was flashing through my eyes, and to be acknowledged, it was just a moment of like, we are about to have this moment. The world is about to see this important visual of representation around the world, and it's going to change the world. And I knew that the responsibility of that was about to change my life. So that's what I felt.
I can see just even on your face now, as Anne-Marie was asking the question, I could sort of imagine what you were thinking back to that moment. And it was on display on your face as you were just sort of thinking back to when you first saw yourself on the cover.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I would get it. I honestly thought, I was like, I'm in the magazine. I'm grateful, whoever's on the cover, I know it's going to sell out because it's a historical moment, and everyone in the issue is so beautiful, and not just beautiful, but they all have messaging, and this is what we need. So the fact that they said, it's your moment also to celebrate on the cover, I just was like, I mean, what do you say to something like that? What emotions can you express to like be in that moment, to be chosen? It's honestly, and it goes back to like, there's people in this world that are born to do certain things, and I was born to do this. So that's how I see it, that's how I feel it, and that's how I dream it.
I was thinking about you, and I was thinking about, the sort of the honor of being on the cover, right? And how it's so classically American. It's like baseball and apple pie and a beautiful girl on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. And then digging into your story, I thought to myself, but your story is such an American story in so many ways. You are biracial. Your mother's an immigrant. Your mother was deported. You were homeless for a period of time. Like the president, you had, speech issues for a while. You were forced to sort of strike out on your own at a young age and create the woman that we see today. All of this is just so all-American in so many ways. And then here you are on the cover of a magazine that typically caters to a straight male readership. What does that say about where we are today?
I mean, it's exactly what you said. We're talking about trans, we're talking about sports, we're talking about the intersections of what we are and who we are as humans. And it's time to bring all your best humans forward to have moments. I mean, it's perseverance. It's all rooted in perseverance. I mean, being born in America, we have a long lineage of people of color being persevered, being in situations when they have to overcome obstacles. And this is something that I am completely tattooed of, just all those like moments. And, I just honestly wanted to just make my community proud, make America proud, and just show the world something new and give them a peek into the future. So we are talking about sports, we talking about gender, we're talking about sexuality, we're talking about politics. It's all intertwining each other thanks to social media. So I just can't wait to see what we can all do together and how we can just get that much further to the future.
What I also love is that you had some conditions, and some of them were non-negotiable going into this shoot, mostly dealing with the type and the styles of swimsuits that you would wear. Why were those conditions so important to you? And break them down for our audience who may not be aware of the ones that you had.
Absolutely. I think for me, I'm a dancer first. So there's this idea in my mind about always wearing a leotard, but not just wearing the leotard. It represents just security. It represents the embodiment of a woman just being secure and being feminine, regardless what she's going on, regardless what she's feeling. This is something that always, the silhouette always just works. And I want to represent all those women that are going to the beaches in all different age ranges and all different backgrounds that say, hey, like, I want to be beautiful. I want to be on the beach and I want to have fun. I don't want to think about, this or that, or like, I just wanted to just enjoy the moment. And that was one thing I didn't want to worry about on set was like the swimsuits. I wanted to just be beautiful. And they got a list of so many amazing designers, eco-friendly designers that make amazing one pieces. And I wanted to just represent them, represent their ideas. And the fact that we could just have this moment together was just a beautiful experience. And they loved the fact that I want to represent that type of woman.
You talked about your dancing background, and kind of in a way, it was, in a way, sort of being rejected for not having the right look as a dancer is what kind of led you down this very long road to getting here. So I kind of wanted to ask you to sort of talk a little bit more about body image and how we're defined by how we look and whether we sort of fit into the right categories or not, because it's a lot for you to overcome, not only as you pursue dancing but then later on into ballroom dancing, and then you picked modeling, which is an environment where you're constantly judged on how you look. I'm curious how you sort of got over that mental hump.
It was something in my bloodline. It was something that was calling me. It was something that the industry was also reaching out to me in various different ways. There's certain beautiful, pure people in the industry that recognized me and said, we need to have this moment, we need to have this conversation. And I wanted to just give light to the lineage that I come from. I'm from a plethora of dancers, entertainers, performers, leaders, poetic painters. And I just felt like I had to do my part to represent my family, represent my community. And it's very underprivileged. I come from the ballroom community where we have dancers, we have designers, we have so many like eclectic people that really understand the imagination of creativity. And I just wanted to just bring a face and a voice to this community and to this entire perspective that is being kind of like erased in a lot of ways. So I wanted to represent my community and not just like sensationalize it or fetishize it. And that's rooted in every single thing I do from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, is how can I get out there and be a representation that I want to see in the world.
Can you share with us, speaking of that representation and how you want to be seen in the world, can you share with us some of the notes, the messages, the words of encouragement that you get from young people specifically when they see you, when they hear you, when they see you in film, when they see you at Paris Fashion Week and now on the cover of Sports Illustrated? Just what are you hearing from people, from especially young people who might feel as if no one has, that there isn't a space for them and that no one will ever understand them or understand where they are, specifically if they're in a spot where perhaps they don't have access to some of the things and some of the people that you might have access in, for example, New York City, if you're out in rural America, for example?
Absolutely. I think there's this universal language that we all kind of like are drawn to, whether it be a glow, whether it be a light of something. I think every single person outside of any type of experience, whether you're trans, not trans, queer, heterosexual, we all understand human. We all understand human energy, and that is what people are drawn to. And once we have more representation of people around the world, we can all identify as our own and who we are. And the most things I hear is just like, I finally see something that looks like me, speaks like me, thinks like me. And I'm glad that I can be born in a time where I can take what she's giving and put it into myself and also take it and give it to the next person. So I just think that it's the time to really represent everybody, able bodies, people that come from different skin conditions, people that come from different backgrounds. We need to represent everyone. And when we do that in every form of advertising and every space that we walk into, we can see the future right in front of you. Like I direly wanted that growing up and I never had it. So it was imperative for me to say, I need to attach myself to people that think like this, speak like this, and dream like this so we can all do it together. And it's really a village. It takes a village for this and for me, like everything that you're hearing me say, everything that you're hearing me see, I've literally received that puzzle piece from someone in my life that was part of the entire experience. So I just want to give them also justice and let them know and pay homage to them to let them know, like, I see you and thank you for being that hero, whether you're silent, whether you're loud. I want to just make sure that you feel that you're proud to be who you are and we can do this together.
Leyna, I understand why you would be an inspiration for people within the LGBTQ plus community. And we have spoken to trans athletes, we have spoken to non-binary children, we've done a lot of these conversations here. I want you to sort of speak, though, to people outside of that community, the sort of cisgen people, who are saying, hey, what do you want, a bathroom? Fine, you can go to the bathroom that you want. Why do we always have to talk about this? Why is this so important? Isn't this a small segment of the population? What do you say to those people who may not be sort of against it, but just wonder, why is there so much attention being focused on it?
Yeah, I mean, going into this industry, I knew that there was people that are going to receive me, love me, and appreciate me, and there's people that are not, and that's not what they feel like, that's not what they think like, and there's people that just do not know what to think, and I always want to target myself to that audience because we're all learning so fast, especially right now, and I just want them to know, hey, like, if you just give me a chance to sit down and have a conversation with you, regardless if you agree or disagree, we're humans and we're communicating, and that's all that is the most important thing is communication. And there's so many boundaries set up for us to not even just have a conversation. So I see the history of people that have these mindsets of like, I don't agree with this is not what I believe. But once they sit down and actually spend time with people that they're policing, they get to understand that those people are just like them. We all are going through the same things. We just all want to be seen and be loved. And that's what I'm speaking to, those type of people.
Well, we are here for it. Leyna
Love
Bloom, thank you so much. Yeah, congratulations. What an accomplishment, what an achievement. We're cheering you on.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. This is all part of the mission. So let's get this communication and this message out there. And I love you guys. Appreciate the moment and spread love.
Right back at you. Thank you.
Great.
Peace and love.